Spinel was actually a stone that nobody loved. Nobody even looked at Spinel.
They showed me the stone. It was best color possible. They was trading like $3 per carat. Bravo, that's good. Funny enough, they mentioned either Mahenge, Tanzania or Burmese. This is my good friend. Very reliable person.
Hello?
Hello, Hamed. I'm just trying to introduce you that you are my friend and very reliable person for the gemstones in Bangkok area. And I telling that I knew your family very long time, more than 15 years at least. Actually, you know, your father was my first client when I came to Thailand in Bangkok in 1995 for the gem show in Queen Sirikit Convention Center. Do you remember that time?
Yeah, I heard those stories.
Yeah, you
Our
was...
industry is a small world.
Yeah, you know, and funny enough, your father was the first and biggest client in the whole Thailand area. He bought entire collection of the stone that I brought. Now we're gonna discuss with my dear friend Hamed, who growing up in Thailand and then study in London and ended up trading gemstones in Bangkok, right? So Hamed, tell me, how is everything?
Things are okay. Things are going on. You know, people are trying to adapt to the new way of doing business, which is in a way is good because people are falling back on their old lines of connections that they had for years. Because in a situation where you can't travel, it's you need to rely on, I guess, you know, people you trust and acquaintances from before to try to source your gemstones.
Yeah, bravo. That's what I remember the time was before. People trust to specific people. But now it's a new thing also. It's WeChat in China and we have Instagram, which is heavily influenced our industry as well, right, Hamed?
Yes, that's correct. It's a big game changer.
And Hamed, tell me, because I get a call for 15 to 20 carat Mahenge Vivid Red Spinel, but it can be as well Burmese, which I'm quite sure that we'll talk later, and they need a Vivid Red certificate and a beautiful stone. Tell me, what is the situation right now? Can you source stone like this in Bangkok today?
I mean, in the world right now, you know, with the printing of money, there seems to be, in this past year, lots of high demand and inquiry for bigger, more valuable stones.
Okay, good.
Including the spinels, the fine red spinel, pink spinel, vivid spinels. So it's almost people who have the stone, they don't want to let it go anymore because they feel like, you know, they cannot replace the stone at the correct price. And people who are buying it are also trying to buy at a price, you know, that is not maybe reflective of the situation to come.
Yeah, actually, you know, I'm kind of completely agree. I think it's a very good summary and observation. And funny enough, I get the call for this 15 to 20 carat, as they say, Vivid Red Spinel, with a certificate saying that. And funny enough, they mention either Mahenge, Tanzania or Burmese. And you know, and you understand that how many Vivid Red Super Gem Spinel, and they need loop clean as well, you know.
Yeah,
how many?
Impossible.
I never seen in my life actually, and I've been in Burma more than anybody, you know. And even the last spinel which I bought, Super Vivid Red Gem, 6 carat, I bought together with you. You remember on our trip 4 years ago. Yeah, and it was 6 carat, you know, and another stone I saw 7 carat, and I never even saw 10 carat, loop clean and a super sweet color like a Mahenge material, you know.
You're right, and I would bet that at that time 4 years ago you probably did the world record of per carat price for red spinel for a 6 carat.
Yeah. Yeah, and you remember, and it was, I just finalized with you on our trip to Yangon and then Gapali Beach. But my first offer for the same stone, 6 carat, I pay offer like I think 6 years ago with Samantha, when we visit Mogok mine, they come to visit us 7 o'clock in the morning to our hotel. It was beautiful sunrise over the Mogok lake. And they showed me the stone. It was stunning. It was the best color possible. It was loop clean and a nice cushion shape. So I offered them 126,000 US dollar for the stone, and they laugh at me and they say, oh, they get offered 200, and they left, you know. And so 2 years later, when we visit together with you and your beautiful wife and my beautiful wife to Yangon, we see the stone again, and then we renegotiated. The reason is because Myanmar currency chart, it's changed over the 2 years, so it's become like a bigger amount of money in Myanmar chart. Because of the rate, so they agreed to sell it.
Yeah, but that stone is truly a magnificent stone. The color, I think, almost maybe second to none in the world.
I believe so too, you know, because Mahenge come into the most sweetest and beautiful color on this planet. And but the thing with Mahenge and compare with Burma, but again we are talking like stones like less than 5 carat in the same quality. Mahenge, it's the best Mahenge. It's slightly sweet pinkish red, and Mogok, that's when you get top saturation stone, right? Like for ruby and spinel, for anything. Yeah, that's why I think Mahenge never come to this saturation of Mogok, but Mogok never come in vivid red in the bigger sizes, right?
That's correct. It never seen.
Yeah, and let's talk about the prices a little bit. The reason is Spinel, it's interesting gemstone, and I even remember like 15 years ago when you studied in London, your father had a very good experience. He was printing like a local Bangkok journal, yeah, or magazine, yeah, for with news about gemstone, and he had entire article about the red spinel gonna hit the world record prices, and he mentioned that it's gonna be in the future. You remember that?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, and you see that's already happened now. It seems to be like everybody in the world accept the phenomenon. Hello.
Sorry.
No problem.
Hello. Where are you from?
I'm from Ukraine, my wife from Russia. And where are you from?
I'm from Galalang.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Sorry.
We are walking the trail and Samantha recording, and actually it's becoming very interesting this way, so it's kind of interactive, you know, and there's a lot of cute dogs here, you know. Yeah, so Spinel now is really I believe last 2 years, especially 2020 and 2021, the hottest item on the market all around the world. We get more calls for than for anything. It's Paraiba tourmaline and Mahenge Red Spinel, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. And even you get a call a few days ago, right? For 5-6 carat stones.
Yes, for 5-6 carat,
Yeah, and so you remember the time when the first time you recognized what is a spinel is? Do you remember this story?
I mean, the most famous story of Spinel, you know, if we go back 20 years, Spinel was actually a stone that nobody loved. You know, it's nobody even looked at Spinel.
Bravo,
You
yeah.
you are actually the famous guy because you took the contrarian view. You kind of couldn't figure out why such a beautiful, clean stone doesn't need treatment, doesn't need enhancement, and nobody even look at the stone. And you said, you know what, I don't believe this. I think this is a true beauty of nature. And you started collecting. And then it took some time, but that contrarian view actually paid off. And today, Spinel is actually one of the stones that everybody needs and everybody wants.
And it's also because of the rarity stone and because of the royal recognition of the stone, because it would happen over the history. It was main gemstone in the British and Russian Imperial crowns. So I think it's a big thing
also
too.
The Iranian.
Yeah, and Iranian as well. And actually in Iran, in Tehran, you have the biggest treasure of Mughal spinel, because I mean, you know, you have all under the bank, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Tell me your personal experience.
In one of the trips to Tucson,
Yeah.
I was fascinated because Spinel is truly a stone that really shines. It's it's the luster is second to none.
Brilliance, yeah.
Yeah, brilliance is top, and usually the shapes come in rough in such a way that most stones can be cut very well, as opposed to other gemstones. So you have that balance and symmetry, which looks very pleasing to the eye, and they come in all colors.
Yeah, bravo, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But when your first experience when you saw a stone in your professional, I mean, you've been doing professionally gemstone business, I believe, around 12 to 14 years, right?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. I'm sure you was grow all of your life because you're from such a great father family. Your father been like in the gem expert business. I am sure much longer than me, so I'm sure you was growing your childhood with seeing those beautiful stones as well. But when you become really like mature and when you start your own business, when the first moment, I remember once you had this grayish purplish spinel from Burma, large size, 20 carats.
That's
like
correct, yeah, 17 carats.
17 carats, yeah. And you bought it so inexpensive in that time, right?
Hello.
Yeah. And you sold right away, I remember, yeah?
Yeah, right away.
Yeah. But you see the pricing of spinel, I'm not sure if we have enough time today and tomorrow to discuss all prices of spinel. But as my experience, the first time I faced Spinel World when I visit Sri Lanka in '94. In that time, Ratnapura area, I'm sure you have many Sri Lanka friends. In that area, it was a plenty spinel. Of course, sapphires, but spinel was actually like a very common stone, and they have many of them, and nobody wanna buy, so they accumulate like a whole bags of them, and they was trading them. Nobody would believe it, but a good stone like around 5 carat mixture color, from pink to lavender to dark blue to all of those mauve shape. They was trading like $3 per carat.
Yeah, unbelievable.
And then 1 year later I visit Tanzania, and the big shops, they didn't have in Arusha like a 7-Eleven that time, or they didn't have any McDonald's, but they had like there was some Iranian Beirut traders as well. They was trading everything you need, from the food, from the rice to say like construction material. And in the meantime, in front of the shop, they always have bags full of gemstone rough crystals, like a pebble from Tunduru area. And the Tunduru in that time was producing a lot of spinel, a lot of chrysoberyl, some alexandrites, and some corundum as well. Do you remember?
Yeah, of course I remember. In those days, there was a lot of buyers from the West, actually a lot of Germans from Niederrubinstein going specifically for the spinel. Long time ago, for this spinel sitting in Arusha to buy.
Yeah, but that exactly, but that has been a little bit late. They start to buy spinel, actually Niederrubinstein people, in the beginning of 2000, and they was only actually looking for the red from Mahenge, like a pink to red stones.
Yeah, the pink ones,
Yeah. But what Tunduru material says like a 95, and funny enough, they selling these bags, and the price was like $2 per gram. And the pieces you can cut to 5 to 10 carat stones, and so the cost would come like nearly $2 per carat. And in Sri Lanka, you can buy $3 per carat spinel at that time, and it was just 25 years ago. And then if you come to Sri Lanka, we've been in Ratnapura with my wife like a bit more than 1 year ago, and we was looking for spinel, and we especially asked for lavender spinel, which is very hot on the market, and we couldn't find even one stone 5 carat, And the only stone somebody offered us, it was 6 or 7 carat stone, not so saturated. And they ask us like, I believe $3,000 per carat, not $3 per carat. So I mean, in 25 years, from 3 to 3,000 per carat, how much markup?
That's almost like a Bitcoin markup, Vlad.
Bravo, that's good. But compared with Bitcoin, you have something in your hand. It's not somewhere in the crypto sky or crypto heaven. You have a real gemstone. Yeah, and you can even give as a gift, or you can even set in a ring and give to your beloved one, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, so it's not bad. It's from 3 to 3,000. It's I'm talking not about the classic spinel, which everybody look like a red spinel or pink spinel. I'm saying it's out of color, like a out of color spinel, you know. And yeah, and in that time, actually 94, 95, there was still no Mahenge Spinel in that time. And also in that time, Burma was producing some reds, fantastic reds. Somehow I bought some of them, but again, and actually, yeah, I remember a beautiful story. I bought a super gem, 6 carat, a little bit elongated, 96. We bought in a Bojo market. You remember we visit Bojo market in the middle of Yangon?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah. We bought this stone and I negotiate from $400 to $200 for the entire stone. 6 carat, super gem, Mogok Spinel. Actually, it was from Mansin mine. Since that, I never see such a big stone from Mansin mine. Clean, a little bit elongated cushion. And a stone like this, we saw with my wife in Mogok. Exactly 4 years ago when we last time visit Mansin mine. It's run now by Nepali mine owners, and they show us a crystal which is Mansin octagon, as you say, super clean, super beautiful, and they want $350,000 for the crystal. And I estimate you can cut maximum like 3.5 carat stone out of it, because still it's a crystal, you know. So we calculate from $200 for the cut 5 carat Mansin to 5 carat crystal Mansin. 25 years later, 350,000. So how is markup here?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But Vlad, one thing, the Mansin, yeah, there's certain stones, you know, like the Mansin Spinel, the Jedi Spinels, the Paraiba. These have a neon glow to them.
Yes, bravo. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And these stones that really have, even the Fanta Mandarin garnets, these are something that's truly, you know, like electrical to people's emotions. And
Yeah.
honestly, there's no price high enough. You know, if somebody really likes it and has a desire to own it, they will have to pay.
And a good thing you say Jedi Spinel. Jedi Spinel is exactly this Mansin mine spinel from Mogok area. It's Vincent who called them Jedi. And but it's a group of Mansin mines where this glowing spinel come. And don't forget them, spinel have incredible fluorescence, which is just outstanding. The stone itself have electric neon kind of red. And plus UV, under UV light, you remember, it's glowing in the darkness as well.
Yeah.
And you say completely correct. Another stone which I like a lot, it's Nigerian mine in the same area, in the same time actually up here, like in 98, 99. It was a glowing, absolutely stunning, like a yellow to orangey and slightly pinkish mandarin garnet. It was really incredible too, you know.
Yeah.
So, but the price went up for the stone from Mansin Jedi. I paid $200, 5 carat elongated cushion in 1996, entire stone, and the crystal in Mansin mine directly 2 years ago in 1990 or in 2018. It's 350 asking price. I'm sure they would sell for 250. So still from $200 for the stone to 250,000. I think it's 1,000 time, no?
Yeah, 1,200 times.
And
That's 10,000%.
10 times. You're right. It's a good comparison with Bitcoin. But the only difference in these 25 years, I was trading Spinel constantly, you know. The price on Spinel never dropped even a penny. It was just constantly going up. and the reason is demand was growing at some point, and actually we start to have a demand for those pink to red spinel in 2007 when there was a huge discovery in Tanzania. You remember they found this unique crystal. Did you ever see material from that crystal?
Yeah, of course. But I never was lucky enough to see the rough. But in the cut and polish, yeah, I've seen a few amazing stones.
Yeah. Did you manage to buy any of any?
Nothing in the big size, but I bought a few 3 to 5, 6 carat stones, and I was happy with them.
Yeah. But actually, you know, there was a big guy in Arusha. He is actually Indian origin, very strong personality. He's Indian family, but they was born in Kenya, and then he moved his office to Arusha, Tanzania, and he's the one who managed to acquire that crystal, which was like 50 kilo. It was not completely clean, but he acquired it and he cut it, and he visited our office in Bangkok in that time, and he brought plenty of those goods with him. And you know, the stones between 2 to 4 carat in that time, 2007, neon pinkish red spinel of 2 to 4 carat, he was selling in a bulk $200 per carat. And I believe now stone around 3 to 4 carat, how much is on the market?
It's around probably 2 to 5,000.
Yeah, but that's a dream price to buy, actually, you know.
Yeah, to buy it, but the selling price is around that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's much higher, I think, if you manage to buy those stones. But you see, it's also went up a lot, you know. Yeah. Wow, man, that's really fantastic. And they, which is your favorite spinel, Hamed?
I would say in this few years, I've been trying to look for Lavender Spinel, actually.
Yeah, bravo, man, bravo. Now you're talking. Because out of the Spinel world, I believe Lavender Spinel it's not saturated color, but has a very, very beautiful neon color as well, right?
Yes, correct. A very subtle neon to it. It makes it, when you look at it, it gives you the feeling of calm and solitude. No, it's a beautiful stone, and it's still today it's an affordable price. You know, it's not a crazy price.
But you know, I hear from our common friend. I don't want to call his name because he's still not in past, but he's in present. He cut stone from Sri Lanka, which is a really gorgeous 10 carat oval lavender spinel, and he cut 2 years ago, and I called him 2 years ago. I was not even there to ask the price because I know he was very emotional, very hot about asking really any price possible because he loves stone himself. And now 2 years later, I was feeling he is cooled down a bit, and I asked, how is that stone? He said, yeah, I have this stone, I make certificate, everything. I get like a super special comment, like a platinum award and so on. And I say, what's the story now? And he called me like $240,000 for the stone. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
You know.
Of course, I mean, there's only how many handful.
But you're right. Like if you go for 2 or 3 carat stone, they're still available. And even even one I found 2 carat beautiful lavender on Instagram. Instagram now it's incredible library. If you search for any stones, visual library. And the boy appeared to be from Shenzhen, I told you last time.
Yeah, that's correct.
And I say, man, I'm really grateful for the rarity of stone you have. It's not big, but still it's a little beautiful gem, 2 carat. And he said, oh, Mr. Yavorskyy, I'm so grateful and happy that you're interested in my stone, and thank you for your compliment and everything. And then he said, actually, I love that stone so much, and I'm not actually wanna sell this stone. And but you will be the first in line if I'll decided to sell that stone. So I will call and quote you the price, like on the first line, So you see,
that tells you a lot, of the story behind this stone.
Yeah, because if you're looking for 2 or 3 carat Paraíba from Mozambique, probably you will get today quite several stones on the market today, right? But if you're looking for lavender spinel, 2 carat saturated, beautiful color, Sri Lankan or Tanzania material, I'm not sure if you'll find easily in JTC. By the way, Hamed has a beautiful little shop on a basement of JTC. And JTC is a World Trade Center. I think it's like a world stock exchange for gemstone, right, Hamed?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
If you don't know the price, you'll find the price here.
And how about how many of lavender spinel you will find today or tomorrow if you have a call?
Impossible. I think the lavender spinel, even if people who own it, they don't display it. It's one of those stones, you know.
But that's cool, you know, so it's seems to be like that stone is good for investment next to the red
100%.
spinel. Yeah?
Even I think the lavender spinel is more rare than the red.
Actually, it's much more rare than the red. And you know, actually this year for our company, because I've been collecting lavender spinel for more than 25 years, we accumulate some stone, of course, never enough. And this year, the best-selling stone for us was lavender spinel. And I think we sold like 50% of all stones we had in my collection, you know. So it's good news, but it's actually a little bit sad news as well, you know, because certain things you cannot replace.
Every time you let go of a beautiful stone, you kind of feel sad.
Yeah. So, but anyway, you know, that's a really interesting topic, you know. Another stone was very hot on the market, and it's only lately, like the last few years only, which I like for a long time. It's a pure gray spinel. You remember I was asking you if you can find any.
Yeah, that's correct. And unbelievable how the prices have changed for the gray spinel.
Do you remember the gray spinel in Burma 15-20 years ago? I would buy easily 3 carat stone, of course Burmese cut, and I would probably pay like people don't want to hear that, you probably close your ears. I pay for 3 carat gray spinel $10 for the stone. And how much today 3 carat gray spinel, clean and really beautiful gray?
People are asking $500-$700 a carat.
Yeah, correct. So for the stone it's like 1,500
$1,500, yeah.
compared to $10. So it's also not bad, huh?
Yeah, not bad also.
And it's a good comparison because you know that we are talking about spinel. And let's think about Aquamarine, which I remember 25 years ago. I bought them beautiful aqua in India in that time. And then I bought also in Sri Lanka and Tanzania a few nice stones. And I was paying $200 per carat. And today if I want to buy a nice Aquamarine, probably I will pay the same price, right?
Yeah, or maybe a little bit more. Aqua never had spinel is a different story.
But
and staying on spinel, Vlad, there's that special stone you have, the Lukian blue spinel.
yeah, but that's a completely different topic. Let's talk about the Lukian blue spinel on the next time, because now we want to congratulate Hamed. He got a second child, little baby. So, and I suppose you already time for you to go home, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
I don't want to steal time from your beautiful wife and from your kids. Hamed, thank you very much.
Thank you, Vlad, and bravo. This is a good thing you're doing. It's keeping a lot of engagement in our industry. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And now we're all in distance somehow. We usually, me and Hamed, we travel together. We even went to Odessa one time for a few weeks, and we had a nice dinner meal together, red wine, and we discussed many topics. But these days, guys, we are unfortunately all somewhere isolated in some places of this world. So it's good to communicate at least on WhatsApp, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Hamed, thank you very much, brother.
Thank you, Vlad. Thank
Ciao,
you.
ciao. Bye-bye, bye-bye.
Damn, son, where'd you find them?
Sammy,